we have go-to habitual solutions generation paradigms and models that we have utilized historically to solve problems and meet challenges. They generally are not collaborative. They're not equal. They don't honor all participants. They don't optimally utilize resources. They're generally for profit. Those models don't fit. We can't put the square peg in the round hole in this situation. It's not going to work. If we get the message out clearly enough, whatever you folks are used to, and we're not speaking egoically, we're speaking in absolute respect for every wonderful innovation and effort and prior historical life process that any human being has ever manifested in this world. We love them all, we respect them all, and they're not going to work on this, not the way they've been applied in the past. We must define a new strategy, new path, new process, new modality of solutions generation at massive scale, and do it now. And if we don't put that message out, how many people will unconsciously, subconsciously react and say, oh no, I see an obvious solution here for my product or my service or my way of transforming the world. Why should I work collaboratively with anybody? What's in it for me? Well, what's in it for you is if you do that, you'll be inadvertently holding back global solution and resolution of climate change. You won't even know it because you will be heads down focused on doing something you're familiar with, that's comfortable, that you feel safe doing, and that's not solving the problem. It metaphorically, if you can imagine anybody in this process using a hammer to drive a nail, if you've ever missed the nail doesn't go in the wood. You either hit the nail on the head, or you miss it and you bend it, or you miss it completely and you mar the wood and you don't get the job done. For-profit approaches are missing the head of the nail. Non-collaborative approaches are missing the head of the nail. Previous political approaches will miss the head of the nail. Previous nationalistic and populistic focuses are missing hitting the head on the nail on the head. We're trying to be definitive and precise and direct and clear in this, because if we're not, out of sheer habit, unconscious habit, how many people will not want to face the stresses, the fear, the chain shock that is actually required to be faced courageously now, and say, well, if what we've done in the past is not going to do it, when we must change, how are we going to get together? How are we going to talk about it? How will the conversations go? What will we prioritize? How will we synchronize our efforts? How will we align our efforts? How will we determine what is absolutely necessary to get done within specific timeframes? In order for all that to happen, there needs to be a coordinative, collaborative, logistically supportive system. The social movement engine is our offered choice in that matter, or infrastructure, IT infrastructure. That said, it's got to be some system, and it's got to be highly organized, and it's got to be highly organizing. Nations tend to operate, the governments tend to organize their populations. How well did we organize the COVID-19 response? Are we going to do that with climate change? And that's what we meant about social movements not being designed to solve problems. Well, if we look at the COVID-19 process as a social movement, was it designed to solve COVID-19? Or was it designed to do something else? Was it designed to keep the status quo? Was it designed to keep the people who are wealthy and powerful in place, in position? Was it designed to not change the system of governance to support the population so people wouldn't die? Was it designed to keep competition between nations in place? Was it designed to support the haves rather than the have-nots? That's not going to work with climate change. COVID-19, in a way, terrible to say, from a learning vantage point, was a blessing. It gave us a bloody nose as a species to wake us up. so that we would recognize many things that don't work and can't work. We are not going to battle ourselves or compete ourselves or conflict ourselves into a solution for climate change. We can collaborate ourselves into a solution for climate change. If we try to apply the old methods of competition and conflict and judgment and suppression of other in order to have our way, no matter who we are, we're going to be shooting ourselves in the foot as a species. We will be diminishing our capacity rather than magnifying and enhancing it and catalyzing the potential for real solutions that really will work and really will generate a sustainable life process for future generations and the planet.